Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, it is I, the Solitary Toker, coming to you on a Tuesday night around 8 o'clock. Come and hang out with me. I've got some ogre, which I think is some variant of Kush. I don't know. I don't care. Cat, go away. Seriously. Let me tell you what it has. Let's see. It has 19.1 THCA. Whatever that means. Means that there's a lot of THC in there, I guess. Okay. Or at least 19.1 THC. So, cat, no, go away. Anyway, you get my hair out of my face because it's been driving me crazy all day today. It's just not wanting to behave at all and just always hang in my face. Get out! Anyway, so I'm going to grind up this ogre Kush stuff right here. Little hairs on there. Little brown spots. Anyway, I am so excited to move down to the city this summer. I love the area where I live, and I know that I can always come back to it if I need to, but the city's been speaking to me for a couple of years now. You know, I go down there maybe once a year, and I don't know, I went to college in Boston, which when you're coming from Detroit, when you're coming from Michigan and you were a white kid from the suburbs, you didn't go into Detroit. You just didn't go. So Boston was the first city that I had my experience in, but Boston is huge. I mean, compared to San Francisco. So you get, like, San Francisco's a big city, but it's in a small space. Anyway, so I'm going to start looking for a place to live there, and I know it's hard, and I know it's expensive. Anyway, it's going to be hard to get, to have even more distance between me and my brother's children. His twins and I are really close, and they ask for me all the time. They want to see me all the time, and I always want to see them. You know, they're 6. They're just wonderful kids. But I am so at the end of my rope with my brother. I just really want to get the fuck away from here. I mean, it's that bad. I mean, not any kind of physical or abusive way. It's just what I've come to realize is that with my family, and probably with a lot of families, you know, my dad died, there's my mom, and then there's my sister and her family, so her husband and her 3 kids. And then there's my brother and his family, which right now is him and his 2 kids. And then there's me. And when we're all together, I come last. Like, when we were home for the holidays back in Michigan, the whole family was together at dinner. It was like the only time when everyone was going to be at the table at the same time. And I wanted to do a little saying. You know, I wanted to hold hands and, you know, and say, hey guys, let's just be grateful for being here and healthy. And, you know, we have a lot to be thankful for, you know, and they did eventually, but I couldn't even get them to hold hands without making comments or, you know, making jokes or, you know, just being grumpy about, oh, we have to hold hands, you know, and it's just like, so when it comes to things that I need and that I want, my family just can't give it to me. I come last, and there's nobody in my corner. I'm single, and I've unfortunately been single for a long time. I think it's because I've been living here in the sticks, and there's just not a lot of guys that I find dateable. And I think it's me. I mean, I think there's a lot of guys that would like to be with me, but I think that I'm like, no, or I'm too picky, or I have too much of high standards or something. But once I move down to the city, hopefully that'll be different. The best thing about that is that there'll be a better nightlife. You know, Friday and Saturday nights are hard for me because a lot of the clubs around here, if you can call them that, they play what a lot of the local people like, which is either reggae or funk. And I love to dance, and I'm actually really good at dancing. And there's no place for me to go out and dance, because if there's a DJ, they usually play the crap that college kids are listening to nowadays, which is that like techno, twerking, doesn't have a melody, is just a raging beat kind of music. And I want to be able to go out into the city on a Friday night, and I want to be able to find a place that plays music that I like pop music or music from the 80s, even if it's from, the 60s, good, any kind of good music that you can dance to. That's what I want to find. So I'm so looking forward to the move, but I can't put too much expectations on it, I can't say, oh, well, when I move to the city, that's, when I'll meet the guy of my dreams, and it's just like, you can't think about it that way, I mean, I did that when I moved out here in California from Michigan. I figured, oh, okay, that's, now I'll meet the guy, and it's just like, I've been out here 7 years, and again, like I said, I think that's a big part of my fault, is that I push guys away, or I make them think that I'm not interested, or I don't know. That's another story for another movie. But anyway, I'm really excited, but I have to just go down and see how it is, feel it out, give it a year, and really learn the city, really learn what the people are like there, and find a group for myself, find a community. I really do want to take anger management classes. My sister suggested, like, in a flippant comment, like, oh, you need anger management, but honestly, and I hate to admit that she's right, but she's right. I do need anger management and I think it's because there's nobody in my life, right? So I have no sounding board. I have nobody to talk to when I'm upset about something, or when I feel like I've been treated unfairly, or there's no one in my corner, to tell me that it's all right. I have to be everything for myself. Some women actually go as far as to marrying themselves, like they even have a ceremony and they buy a ring. That's a little extreme for me. I don't even like to wear rings because my fingers are gigantic. But anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm cleaning out my screen before I toke, because I want to make sure that it's not. So, but look, it's totally time to clean out the whip. Look how dirty that is. Look at all the gunk in there. That's called the honey. If you can see it, it's like it comes off the herb when I'm vaporizing it, and it just gathers in this tube. And what I used to do is I used to like cut the tube, because there's so much tube, there's so much tubing, that I could just cut the tube right here, and then I'd slit it lengthwise, and I would like harvest all that honey, and I'd roll it up into a hash ball, and then I'd smoke it later. But it's really sticky, and every tool that you use will be sticky forever, and yeah. So I haven't made leaps and bounds with that. What just fell? Aha. Anyway, so I mean, even my whip head is getting dirty. So anyway. So the thing with my brother lately, because there's always something that pisses me off about my brother. My brother and I are really close. When we were kids, it was pretty much just him, me, and my dad, because my mom would have to take my sister to all her travel team stuff. I mean, she was always traveling. My sister was a swimmer, and she was a damn good one. I mean, she even, won a championship, but, or 2 or 5, but, she was always off with her, and so a lot of times it was dad making scrambled eggs for dinner, and being like, oh, your mom will be back, and, tomorrow she can make something nice for you, here's some scrambled eggs, and we were fine, scrambled eggs, woo, but, so, my brother and his ex-wife, the way they are with their children, it's really hard to describe, but a lot of parents have this affliction of where they're so absorbed in giving their children everything they need that they actually like give in to them, and their kids have no structure, and it's just so, but they go super crazy on birthdays. Like my ex-sister-in-law used to have 2 birthday parties for each of her children. Oh, well, one was the family party and one was the school party. It's like, I understand celebrating your children, but it's like, it's a birthday. Anyway, so this year, okay, there were 3 parties. One, there was a family dinner at my ex-sister-in-law's family's house. And then one, they rented out the swimming pool, a local pool for the class party, so that they invited all the kids from the first grade class, kindergarten class, to the pool for a party. And then on their actual birthday night, they went out to dinner, and me and my ex-sister-in-law, basically last June, I let her have it. She was gonna, I just wasn't gonna fucking take it, She was saying goodbye to her children. My brother and I were traveling back to Michigan for my niece's graduation from high school, and no, my nephews, and she, was saying goodbye to her children before she sent them off with my brother and me, and she was gonna walk right by me without even, acknowledging my presence, And after all the way that she treated my brother during the divorce process, oh my goodness, I wasn't gonna fucking stand for it, So I called her out on her behavior, and anyway. So the thing that bothers me about my brother this time is that he could have said, well, hey, you've got your family party on this night and the family dinner on this night. How about you don't come to the pool party so that my sister can come? He didn't even think about that. He didn't even think about, including me. And, for him, it's all like, well, you were the one who called her out. You're the one who, and I'll take responsibility for my actions. I totally fucking called her out, and she totally fucking deserved it, But, I'm done with all their stupid bullshit. And I hate it when people say, this is the way that I live my life, and these are my core values, and you should have the same. You should live your life just like I live mine, and you should have the same core values that I have. It's just like, no. And I'm sure my brother would be hurt. He's a very sensitive guy. But I'm sure he would be hurt by the fact that I'm sitting here saying, I can't wait to get the fuck away from him. But I've learned that with my family, that distance is best. So I'm going to be down in San Francisco, I'm not flying in for Christmas anymore. I'm not flying in for Thanksgiving anymore. I'll fly in for graduations from high schools, graduations from college, and weddings. That's it. That is it. If they want to see me, they can come to San Francisco. Anyway, so now I'm just waiting to find the place, waiting to move. Can't do anything until I find the place. Anyway. My absolute last minute deadline is August 1st. I hope to be moved in by August 1st. But I'd rather be moved in sooner. But it's hard because I have a lot of friends here who are going to miss me. So it's like, even though I could leave right now, I could move down to the city right now. I think I have to wait and give it the summer, move in July or something. I don't know. But the hardest thing about my family, and I'm sure those watching this, those rare few, I'm sure, you have your issues with your family too. Oh, anyway, I gotta go. Peace, love, and ganja from the Solitary Toker.